talking about, I know we spoke about how Sancho's, uh, uh, like the fact that we are more likely to sign him this summer, how that will open up uh, the possibility of our fullbacks, like being the more attacking fullbacks that we have not seen in the past. Given that, that's the reason I believe we have been linked with Kieran Trippier. But at the age of 30, and when you have options like maybe Dullo, who you still have at the club, and maybe Ethan Laird, who is still young but an academy graduate. I won't call him a fullback because he has played as an attacking wing back. But you are looking for a defensive minded player who can play on the right side of the pitch. So I'm questioning the logic of going with Trippier. I do understand he has won matches for Madrid, for Tottenham in the past, and he is playing for England. But again, would should Trippier be our top option when you can go for give an academy graduate a chance, or why not Dalot, right? If you're looking for more of an attacking flair, I felt that Dalot lacked the defensive side of things, and I don't think Trippier is, from a defensive standpoint, a solid player. Like that was an issue even at Tottenham, if I'm not wrong. At Madrid, maybe Simeone has trained him and kind of drilled that aspect in his head. But Madrid play a really compact game, right? They are not going to be as expansive.
Yeah.
So he has things covered when he's moving. Like he doesn't have to cover as many things as unlike what you would see in Premier League. So is he a signing again we should be going for?
I personally think it's fine in the sense that we're talking about Van Bissaka, who's what about 22, 23,
Hmm.
um, who, I mean, the coaches are clearly investing time in him to for him to become a more attacking fullback, or let's say become a more complete fullback, because complete fullbacks are very, I mean, completely rare in the game these days. And complete fullback is pretty much what Luke Shaw has become um, through maybe Alex Telation, maybe the coaching that's been going on behind the scenes. But I think the idea is to make sure that those wing backs are complete, and through maybe learning from other players. I mean, you mentioned Diogo Dallo there. I think the situation with Dallo is, I mean, it's not about the ability that he has. His ability is pretty good. I think disregarding the defensive side of the game, and maybe disregarding the sometimes the fact that he's not got the final pass in him. The issue is that I remember reading this at the Athletic about maybe last year at some point, that the issue wasn't his ability or the fact that he's not playing. It's about the way he's training. Um, his training was pretty lax. It was reported, and I think he wants to move on instead of United essentially forcing him out, because what they saw of him, they only know stuff of that. It's not as if um, they've not got anything new to base their opinion of, unless he plays in the preseason and does well, which I think he won't, because he'll be pretty much off to Milan during uh, after the Euros, or maybe even during the Euros. So I think the issue is about Van Bissaka's development in this case, because he arrived for 50 million, and we've seen glimpses. I mean, I say only glimpses because they essentially were glimpses, um, where he showed that he can be an attacking fullback. He sometimes is, let's say, overcautious at crossing the ball, when I actually think he's a pretty decent crosser of the ball. He's sometimes hesitant at crossing the ball, and he maybe it's a mental thing where he thinks that if I cross the ball now, I'll probably lose the ball, which is exactly the opposite of Kieran Trippier, who doesn't give a damn about whether he's losing the ball or not. He just pings those crosses in. There was this, I think, 16-17 season at Spurs where about a high percentage of his crosses were converted into goals or chances, which quite a reflection of his ability as a player. And I think he's people say that we should maybe go for Matt Aaron's, which who I actually rate. But I think what United are looking for is someone who doesn't hinder Van Bissaka's development. And secondly, if a younger player comes in, you are also hindering his own development. And if say he's not a Man United fan, which Kieran Trippier is, it's highly likely that he looks for an exit in about a season because he clearly sees that his development is being hindered. And you see Alex Telles being on the bench, and you've already seen rumors going out that he can be linked. He can be sort of be used in a swap deal for Nuno Mendes at Sporting Lisbon and all that sort of stuff. And there's been reports that he wants to leave after a season. So if if a player of that ilk is a United fan who has always dreamt of playing for the club and essentially is an attacking fullback, he
Hmm.
will add more on the right. He'll add more attack on the right, cross more than Van Bissaka does, and he'll even help a young English fullback who Van Bissaka is improve his attacking game. So I think it just sort of makes sense on many levels. But if United sign Max Irons, who has the option of maybe heading to Everton, who maybe has the option of heading to Tottenham, where and Tottenham, by the way, will probably use him in every single game till the point he drops. And Everton will probably use him because they are looking at a long-term Seamus Coleman replacement anyway. So I think he's someone who'll come to United and not play as much, and he'll be thinking that maybe I could have gone to Tottenham and played every single game with Serge Aurier leaving, or
Right.
maybe he could have played on the left where Sergio Reguilon is a bit inconsistent, or even at Everton where he could have played regularly. So I think the main thing in this is that you're not risking um, losing this player after one season or after half a season, because you look at someone like Jadon Shaqiri at Liverpool. He doesn't play.
Yeah.
Basically, he doesn't play. There's Divock Origi doesn't play. But the reason they stayed is because they won stuff there, not because they're Liverpool fans or they are die-hard Reds or anything like that.
Hmm.
The reason they stayed is because they were Liverpool fans, and that's why they didn't leave the club. Now, at United, that's I'll just go back to the article that I wrote. There's no guarantee of us winning trophies next season. There's literally no. It again, we'll be relying on our performance. Um, so if that player stays, if let's say Max Aaron's in this case stays for a season and then doesn't play enough, he'll probably seek an exit. He's got agents who's got clients across England. He'll get a club in no time at all. So I think it's probably keeping in mind all those factors why United are going for Trippier and not someone from abroad, someone who's not English, someone who's younger. So I think Trippier probably uh, fits the profile perfectly in this regard.